Hello everyone, it's Mimi and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about a very trendy topic currently on Chinese social media.
Hashtag photos of the first dinner with my boyfriend's parents.
And here are a few posts.
So here are all the posts when you search this topic, and then you can see all those amazing. It makes me really hungry. This girl here said, "First time visiting my boyfriend's home. It was so nice to be warmly welcomed on my first visit to my boyfriend's home. Although it is in the countryside, his parents treated me very well. They got new toiletries, slippers, blankets, and pillowcases just for me. I didn't even feel comfortable taking pictures. There was so much food." And Mr. Wang commented, "How about this spread?" The panda lady said, "Why does this way of serving food look so familiar? It resembles the custom of entertaining guests in northern Jiangsu. 12 dishes, that's quite a show respect. Usually, less important dishes wouldn't make it to the table. Things like green vegetables, tofu, and tomato with eggs would be served to important guests." The lazy cat said, "They even brought out canned peaches, which is the highest form of hospitality in the Northeast. The old couple almost went as far as cooking themselves." And this is my favorite. "That's great. They even know to point the fish head towards you."
Why is the first meeting and the dinner so important? In China, meeting your boyfriend's parents is not as casual as the West. From my experience in the West, when you meet your boyfriend's parents, it's usually more casual and it's nothing like super serious, like you're going to get married. Usually you're going out with your boyfriend for a couple of years and you probably don't even see his parents. It's really different, depends on where you're from, which part of China you're from. You're from the big cities or you're from the rural area or the villages. It really depends. So what I'm saying is just my general thought. Yeah, I don't want you to think like we're all doing that. So come back to why is it so important. Usually after this meal, after you meeting this boy's parents, they're going to discuss whether they like you or not, or is marriage a really practical thing, or when is it going to be happening. So for example, my cousin, he only introduced one girlfriend to his parents, my auntie and my uncle, and now they're getting engaged and getting married early next year. I don't know how many girlfriends he had before, but this is the only one that I've heard about. It depends on where you're from, really, but there are many boys don't really bring their girlfriends back home until he's really sure and this is the girl he wants to spend the rest of their life with. Also for the girls, it's like you only got this one shot because you've been going out with this boy for who knows how long, could be years, and then you go to see his family. If they don't like you, the whole relationship ended up goes down to the drain. How are you going to read these signals in China? Yes, of course, we love food, and of course it's gonna be through the dinner table. When we have a guest come, we bring the best food. So it really shows how seriously his family is taking you. This is part of our culture. There's no right or wrong. Very exciting, but also quite stressful, right? You're very worried if his family is going to like you, or his moms might think you're not pretty enough, on all that blah 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 blah. I know it's quite silly, but I'm sure even you're not from China, you can relate it to that. As a girl, go to visit your boyfriend's family or vice versa. Of course, you want to show your best side and to impress them, and you want them to like you and treat you really well, and you want them to be like, please, please marry my son. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it.
The first time I went to my boyfriend's house to meet his parents, they made such terrible food for me. Do you think they don't like me? Hashtag good food, my good food. And below, Chuan Da the Niu Niu said, "I was only served 2 dishes and some steamed buns. They bought me a piece of clothing and gave me a red envelope of 1,000, which is about 120 pounds. But I still feel like at least when the guests come, they should make a decent meal, show some courtesy. I feel embarrassed to tell my parents what I ate." Crying face. Oh, poor girl.
I know some of you might think it's a very silly thing, like why do you care about what they serve you food? You know, it's just food.
No, it's not just food.
Like a signal how they will treat you in the future. For example, if your first dinner looks very sad, no meat, just vegetables, you will kind of just know what your life will be once you're married to this family. And in China, because we're very close to the family, marry someone is like to marry his family as well. I know couples and young couples, and even including my friends back in China, they got married without meeting each other's family. Every Chinese New Year, they go separately back to their own home, which I think was fantastic, was great. I think everybody should do that, right? You spend a couple years with a guy and you really like him, you really want to have a future with him, but you went to their dinner table and you want to impress them, you dressed up really well, but then the food they served looks like very sad and they're a bit cold to you. It does hurt your feeling and you would take it personally. So I personally don't think it's a very silly thing to post online and ask for opinions. Comments such as, make sure you don't offer help and wash the dishes afterwards, because that makes you seems very cheap. It's a bit rude. And right, if you get up and then you try to help, they're like, oh no, it's okay, I'll look after that. And then maybe you could sit down and watch TV or something. But I feel like it's a bit rude if you don't offer to help with them, right? I grew up in China. I can really personally relate to those comments. I can totally imagine myself if I'm going out with a Chinese guy. I would be very nervous to meet his family, especially if I'm really in love with him and we've been going out for years and we're planning to get married. So it could be very stressful to meet his family. My boyfriend is not Chinese. First time meeting my boyfriend's mom, she didn't make us any food. She was very friendly, very welcoming. She got us pizza. Chinese boy's mother did that. The girl would be very upset. If it's a Western boy's mother did that, I kind of feel quite okay. So is that me being very judgmental because they're not Chinese? So I don't judge them as the same way as how I judge Chinese boy. So because my boyfriend's mom is not Chinese, so I gave her a different standard, or is it because I put myself in a different environment and I kind of just very chill about it and went with the flow? I didn't really care much about what food she served me or if she gave me any gifts. I just kind of focused on the person herself, and she was very friendly and very welcoming, and I really liked her and I really enjoyed the meeting. She didn't give me any gifts or any money, but I had a good time there. Why do we have to go along with what other people do? The environment really affected us. With all the girls doing the same thing, I will obviously get more anxious and more anxiety about meeting my boyfriend's family, and very focused on what food they gave me, and did they give me any money, how much is it, or I feel the environment really changed you. I was meeting my boyfriend's family. I had no idea what it's like. I have no expectation or concept, and I was very relaxed. And I didn't take any photo of the pizza or post online because I know it's already out of that standard. I feel sometimes we just put ourselves into that system because everybody else is doing it, and we just compare ourselves with them. But comparison is never good. It never gives you any positive feedback. It's just making you more stressed, and it's not really good for your mental health. We all know it, but we can't stop just to compare ourselves with other people, and even to compare our dinner. It's strange, but it's also tells you something, if you know what I mean. If they serve really sad food, it would definitely upset me. But also I think it's good that if they did it, then you know what to do, right? We want our boyfriend's family to treat us nice, to like us, that's because we want all those validation. But the validation is not real, isn't it? We're all seeking for validation and then post them online, and that's why all those posts online and people will keep updating their own food to compare. But does it really mean anything? Would you rather to have someone give you those amazing food and gives you loads of money from your boyfriend's family? I don't know, how would you feel? If it's does it makes you more stressed? Do you feel it's like a burden, like you have to give them back something? What do they want, right? They'll treat you so nicely. They must want something. That's how I feel. For me, whether they like you or not just through the dinner table, because they could give you a lot of amazing food and then serve you money and all that. That can be because they're rich. Doesn't mean they like you, or maybe it could be a trap. So it's really up to you to how to receive it. This is my second video. Thank you so much. If you like it, please subscribe me, and I hope I'll see you soon. Thank you.